In part 1 of my 2-minute tutorial about aperture, I explained what aperture is. It is simply a hole in your lens. It lets the light in. I referred to it as an A-hole. It was brought to my attention that term A-hole may be misinterpreted. So, let's be clear. It's an A-hole that lets light into your aperture. Now I'm going to explain what aperture does. Aperture works directly with the shutter speed in order to let light into your camera. The wider your aperture, the faster your shutter speed, and vice versa. If you're shooting in low light, you'll need a wide open aperture such as f4. If you're shooting in bright light, you'll need a tiny aperture such as f16. Now, here's how photographers use their A-holes to be creative. The main one is depth of field, or how much of the image will be in focus. For a long depth of field, where everything is in focus, you use a high aperture such as f11 or f16. This is good for landscapes, architecture, real estate, you get it, and so on. For a sharp depth of field where your single subject is in focus, but the background's out of focus or blurry, you use a low, wide open aperture such as f2.8 or f4. Here's another creative way to use aperture along with shutter speed. It's to stop action, such as in sports or wildlife. It is necessary to have a very fast shutter speed unless you're in super bright light. If you are, you most likely need to open up your aperture. Likewise, if you need to show movement in your image, it's necessary to use a slow shutter speed. Oh, and you'll need a tripod for that for sure. But like f16 or f22 works great. Lenses that have a really wide apertures come at a high price, meaning you'll have to pay more money for them. Photographers often refer to these as fast lenses because they allow you to shoot at a very fast shutter speed, which is a must for people who are shooting sports or wildlife. If you want to shoot wildlife but don't want to invest in a big fast lens, we suggest you stick to photographing banana slugs or sloths. They're nice and slow. Come into Horn Photo and ask the experts to show you the lenses that are perfect for you, and they can talk aperture at any time. Got the picture?